afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Thursday. Charlotte Deleste, back from vacation.
Oh, man, that was great. I am a new woman now. Enjoy it for a day.
Susan will be back next week. Good to have you with us today. Topping our headlines, near record flood levels are putting some parts of the upper Mississippi River under feet of water. We'll show you some of the Grant County video.
A train derailment occurs just off the Mississippi River. 2 cars went into the water. What is being done to clean up this situation?
And new details on a Madison homicide from earlier in the week. A suspect has been officially named. But first, the scramble continued along the upper Mississippi River today as the always massive river swelled to near record levels.
It has forced some to evacuate while others stacked sandbag walls and closed off flood-prone areas. This is the view in Bagley, which is in Grant County along the Mississippi River. Parts of the city are under a couple feet of water. Jeannie Morgan just moved to town in October, and this is not what she expected.
Retire. I have a farm that's for sale, and I decided to move down here because I like to fish. So this way I'll be able to probably fish right out my front door here.
It's convenient.
Right now, Jeannie's appliances are on sawhorses, and friends and family from around have helped her sandbag and land a sump pump as well. We'll have more live coverage of this flooding on the ground coming live at 5 and 6 o'clock.
But first around here, a sunny day. Guys out on campus.
Wow, we're doing sand volleyball now.
This is a Top Gun,
right.
UW-Madison style. Beautiful day out there, and Jacob Montesano is out in the backyard enjoying this beautiful spring weather.
Yeah, it is very nice here. And going back to the flood story, at least that lady is finding ways to be optimistic because some of the areas are dealing with record flooding. Here's a look at some of the areas near La Crosse and well above flooding threshold and pretty close to record levels. Now, the good news for La Crosse and places to the north is that the crest has passed. But for those in the southwestern portion of the state near Dubuque, the crest won't happen until tomorrow or Saturday. So unfortunately for some of those locations, the flooding will only get worse for tomorrow and Saturday. And obviously, even though the crest has passed for some locations, the flooding is still there. Now, for us here in Madison, it certainly has been very nice. We have been a little bit spoiled today, although with how cold it's been, I wouldn't necessarily use the word spoiled. But taking a look outside, very sunny skies, and the temperatures are gorgeous in the 60s. Taking a look at the temperatures across the region, upper 60s for some, even close to 70 in a few locations. It is 65 right now in Madison, and tomorrow is going to be just as nice. And also, we're seeing some pretty calm winds, so the winds are not a factor at all. And planning out your evening, the temperatures aren't going to drop below 50 until roughly around midnight, so it's going to be a pretty pleasant evening. And as I mentioned, tomorrow will be nice as well. But over the weekend, we are going to see some changes. I'll have the details later in the show.
All right, Jacob, we'll check back. Thank you.
A BNSF train has derailed near DeSoto in Vernon County.
The derailment happened around 12:15 this afternoon. Approximately 20 cars were involved. 2 ended up in the Mississippi River. Both ran ashore, and crews are working to get them out of the water. Hazardous materials believed to be batteries were in some of the train cars. 2 injuries were reported. We don't know the level of those injuries. The derailment happened near the flooding on the Mississippi.
These rail tracks that have come through this area were significantly above the water, where the water levels were throughout this flooding process.
This story is developing, and we'll have updates coming up on News 3 at 5.
Dane County authorities have charged a man with homicide after previously naming him as a person of interest in a woman's death earlier this week. 37-year-old Jose de Jesus Duenas-Quinones faces 1 count of first-degree intentional homicide for his alleged role in the death of 43-year-old Michaela Juarez-Ocolt. That's according to online court records. Authorities have also issued a warrant for the man's arrest. Duenas-Quinones was first named as a person of interest in the woman's death earlier this week after she died in an incident at a strip mall in the 1300 block of Midvale Boulevard.
The suspect and his daughter probably had well over 24-hour head start on us, and by the time we were getting to the point of an Amber Alert being issued, we got word that he had left the country. So that's why that didn't occur.
Authorities have not shared any details about the circumstances that led to Colt's death. The Dane County Medical Examiner has also not yet confirmed the cause and manner of her death.
Well, this is the first time in 10 years that the Madison Police Department has released a strategic plan. The report outlines the department's goals for now until 2028. Transparency and building trust with the community is one of the department's main objectives. The department plans to hold monthly meetings with alders and city leaders to share updates, plus use social media and a new virtual response unit to answer questions from the public online.
Improved communications is the key to fostering an environment of mutual trust, which is vital to any long-lasting relationship.
Exploring the use of body cameras on officers is another part of building that trust with the public. The department's police chief says his goal is to place those cameras on North District officers by June. A long-awaited plan for how the state expects to fund municipalities was announced today.
With more on the details of that plan is political reporter Will Keneally.
Mark and Charlotte, it's still early yet, and legislators are still working out some of the details, but due to some similarities between these competing proposals, we could see a rare instance of bipartisan support for funding local governments.
It's transferring 20% or 1 cent of the sales tax.
1 cent for every dollar spent in Wisconsin. That's the GOP plan for providing aid to municipalities in Wisconsin. And that funding would be adjusted with the sales tax going forward. More sales translating to more revenue, which means more support for local governments. This is very similar to what Governor Evers proposed in his budget earlier this year.
We considered shutting off every other streetlight in the city of Watertown to save $250,000. And while we are still going to face, difficult conversations and contemplations, I know that this is going to afford us an opportunity.
In addition to the sales tax funding, the Republican proposal would add more funding, $226 million for municipalities and counties. The plan's author says that would be at least a 10% increase for those local governments. Evers wanted more in his budget, $576 million. Now there's a catch to this. According to details of the plan obtained by WISCpolitics.com, local governments would have to give up some control in order to take that money. Public health officials, for example, would be barred under this plan from issuing pandemic-era orders to close businesses unless the local city or county board signs off.
The way that I would put it is we are making historic major reform in this legislation, which requires compromise.
Things are still early yet, though. The Republican Senate leader threw cold water on the announcement today, saying that details still need to be worked out. And Democrats largely didn't know how to react, saying the plan was just too sparse on details.
Hopefully beginning next week, we're going to have something out. We're still working a few little details out, but we're very, very close.
So Democrats have largely been pushing for a funding structure similar to what Evers has introduced in his budget draft. Now we're awaiting in the next half hour a news conference out of Milwaukee that promises to have some more details on this plan, especially as it pertains to municipalities like Milwaukee. We'll have an update at 5 for you on everything we learned there. Reporting from the Capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Well, thank you. Sheila Stubbs announced today that she will submit her resignation from the Assembly if she is confirmed as the next director of the Dane County Human Services. Stubbs previously said she intended to keep her seat in the Wisconsin State Assembly while also running the largest agency in Dane County. The Dane County Health and Human Needs Committee is set to vote on Stubbs' appointment as the director of the Dane County Health Services during its meeting at 5:30. She's in line to earn more than $181,500 per year as the head of the Health Services Agency. Well, new data from the Fed show Madison metro area has one of the lowest unemployment rates in the state.
Today, we asked the Department of Workforce Development about why we are seeing these positive trends in the data. Our Catherine Merck tells us what this means for the future of Wisconsin's labor force.
After announcing last week the statewide unemployment rate dipped to a record low 2.5% back in March, the department has deeper insight for counties and municipalities. They say early numbers show the unemployment rate for the Madison metro area was at 1.7% in March, lower than the 1.9% unemployment rate recorded in February and the 2.3% unemployment rate a year ago. While it said these numbers are good news, they told me there's still things to monitor.
Wisconsin, like every other state in the country, has a worker quantity shortage. This is due to decade-long trends in the making. We've had low birth rates for several generations. Our baby boomers are retiring, which has been exacerbated by the pandemic.
Statewide, the DWD says the unemployment rate either decreased or stayed the same in all 72 counties over the last month. This is only some of the updated data. The full breakdown of the statewide numbers is on our website right now at channel3000.com.
Catherine, thank you. A federal judge said that he will take his time to decide whether suspected Pentagon leaker Jack Teixeira will remain in custody or be released pending his trial on espionage charges.
But Magistrate Judge David Hennessy expressed some doubts about Teixeira's lawyers, who argued their client would not flee the country or leak more classified material if he's released.
Nicole D'Antonio has more details from Washington.
The Air National Guardsman accused of leaking classified material will stay in jail for now. During a 90-minute hearing, Judge David Hennessy questioned lawyers for 21-year-old Jack Teixeira, who have asked for their client to be released. Teixeira is charged with espionage after allegedly posting classified material in a chat room, which was then spread online. Teixeira's lawyers said, quote, he had no idea that it would go beyond this little circle of people on the server. Judge Hennessy interrupted, saying, that's like arguing I pulled the trigger, but I had no intent to kill him. I find it a little incredible that the defendant could not foresee that possibility. Prosecutors argue that if released, Teixeira could either try to flee the country or obstruct the investigation. In court filings, they allege Teixeira already destroyed evidence, including a laptop and a game console. Questions continue to be raised about why the 21-year-old had access to classified material, with court documents showing a number of red flags. Prosecutors say 5 years ago, Teixeira was suspended from high school for talking about weapons, mentioning Molotov cocktails and guns, and making racial threats. That was flagged to local police when Teixeira applied for a firearm license. Prosecutors also allege he searched mass killings online and posted comments saying he wanted ISIS to, quote, kill a ton of people. Investigators say they found a gun locker, weapons, and tactical gear in his bedroom at the Massachusetts home where FBI agents arrested him. Nicole D'Antonio, CBS News, Washington.
And Teixeira's father, a former correctional officer, asked the judge to release his son into his custody and promised to notify the court if Teixeira violated any of the judge's conditions.
Former President Donald Trump's lawyer cross-examined writer E. Jean Carroll in court today about a 1990s encounter at a Manhattan department store that she says ended with Trump raping her. Trump denies the allegations, and today his attorney, Joe Tacopina, zeroed in on a 2017 email between Carroll and a friend that Tacopina said is proof of her scheming against Trump. He also questioned Carroll on whether she thought including the allegations against Trump in a book she wrote would increase sales. Trump is not expected to appear at the trial.
Well, the much-anticipated NFL draft begins this evening in Kansas City.
We'll find out who the Packers might and should draft in a post-Aaron Rodgers world. ESPN Madison's Jim Rutledge joins us when we come back.
At Pick and Save, we want our fresh produce to meet your expectations, which is why we do up to a 27-point inspection to check for things like color and scarring. Because when it comes to fresh, higher standards mean fresher produce. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
First Choice Dental's got going to the dentist solved. And when you've got 11 convenient neighborhood clinics, you can solve a lot of problems, like helping you get in and get back to your busy day with Snap appointments. Schedule your appointment at firstchoicedental.com.
Team, I need a volunteer. We need promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes promotional product success easy. For high-quality items, go to 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Get 11% off everything at Menards. Create your dream bathroom with Sterling tubs and showers that fit your style and budget. Like the Sterling Ensemble Tub and Shower. Its durable high-gloss finish provides lasting beauty. Get one for $639.99 after 11% off. Finish the renovation with new flooring. This stylish Palmero waterproof vinyl plank flooring is durable and easy to maintain. On sale for just 99 cents per square foot after 11% off at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Make a move in the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and Accord, with available hybrid powertrains designed for more responsive performance and more advanced tech. When you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2022 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. Get moving and Find the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
At the Spectrum Lab, we're bringing you the best in connectivity with Spectrum One. Get Spectrum Internet with the fastest speeds in the nation, so you always have enough speed for all your devices.
Plus, advanced Wi-Fi delivering state-of-the-art security and privacy.
Plus, Spectrum Mobile gives you unlimited talk, text, and data on a reliable nationwide network.
Get Spectrum One with Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month, plus advanced Wi-Fi, plus your first line of Spectrum Mobile Unlimited, free for 12 months. Call 833-792-4999. Visit Spectrum.com or Spectrum Store today.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburgers cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love.
Definitely love.
And our thick and creamy frozen custard, we make it for you all throughout the day. All day.
All day, every day. Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's.
Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
When you download the Pick and Save app, you have easy access to savings every day and get personalized coupons sent straight to your phone. Save big today when you download the Pick and Save app. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
So it may only be spring, but temperatures in Spain are climbing toward 100 degrees this week.
The heat wave is hitting during one of the country's most famous festivals. The traditional spring fair in Sevilla is underway. I'm told to say it that way. The festival goers are roasting in temperatures set up to 100 degrees. Fans are clearly the favorite accessory this year, along with umbrellas, anything to hide from the heat that's set to shatter records. Climate experts aren't surprised by the early heat wave and warn global temperatures are on the rise. New Yorker Catherine Bowen says that she's seen some wild weather on her European tour.
It's very hot. I was just in Switzerland, too, so it was a blizzard yesterday, so it's very hot.
Sounds like Wisconsin. Many tourists say the heat is a welcome change in Sevilla. The most sweltering spring yet isn't stopping these celebrations. Spain is also in the midst of a long-term drought, and the risk of wildfires is growing. Nearly 500 hit the country last year, and many fear 2023 could be worse.
Well, U2 is adding concerts to its first ever stint at the Sphere in Las Vegas. Live Nation says it's gotten more than 1 million ticket requests since Monday, so it is tacking on 5 dates for this fall. Today's increase follows the addition of 7 other dates on Tuesday, so that makes for a total of 17 performances of U2 UV Achtung Baby live at the Sphere. Live Nation says only people who already have a registration code can take part in a pre-sale for the new dates. If any tickets remain after that, they will go on general sale Friday.
They're the opening act for the new Sphere at the Venetian.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
Well, passengers seem to have forgiven Southwest Airlines after its winter service meltdown. The airline said its bookings in March were strong, surpassing revenue seen in the same period in 2019, a year before the pandemic. But due to weak bookings in January and February, the company could not overcome a revenue loss for the first quarter.
The U.S. economy is slowing down significantly. High interest rates are making it harder to borrow money, and consumer confidence is starting to shrink. The Federal Reserve's interest rate hikes are impacting several parts of the economy and leading to a major slowdown. A new report shows gross domestic product rose at just 1.1% in the first quarter. That's a big drop from the previous 2 quarters. A bigger slowdown could lie ahead. The Conference Board, a business research group, puts the probability of a recession in the next year at 99%.
Even if we don't enter into a technical recession, growth is slowing down, activity is petering out, and there are going to be job losses in a variety of different sectors.
If there is a recession, many economists forecast it will be mild compared to past recessions.
Well, on Wall Street, Amazon stock soared, taking the rest of the market along for the ride. The Dow Industrials added 524 points, or 1.5%. The NASDAQ up almost 2.5%, gaining 287 points. The S&P 500 was up almost 2%. Well, the first round of the NFL draft begins this evening, and now that Aaron Rodgers is no longer a Packers, the Packers get to pick a little earlier this year.
The Packers have pick 13, and they have a lot of options available to them. Jim Rutledge joins us now from ESPN Madison. Jim,
Hi,
what do you think of, what's your reaction to this trade?
The Aaron Rodgers trade, I'll give Gutekunst credit here. He got the most he could get out of the trade. He got fair market value, maybe a little bit more for where Aaron Rodgers was at and what I think people thought they could get for Aaron Rodgers. But at the same time, the winner of the trade is the team that gets the best player. And the Packers have lowered their ceiling for next year and seasons going forward. The Jets have raised their ceiling in theory by getting Aaron Rodgers. Now, in the long run, I think this is what the Packers wanted to do. So the Packers got to win, and the Jets got to win because they got the best player. Now, it's going to look really bad for Goody if Aaron Rodgers goes to the Jets and wins a bunch of games and wins an MVP or goes to the Super Bowl or goes to the playoffs and plays more than 1 year. But more importantly, it's going to be what is Jordan Love doing? Because if Jordan Love is playing fine while Aaron Rodgers is doing that, then I think it hurts less.
And people have to keep in mind Aaron Rodgers' first year as a starter was not good.
Yeah, and he took over a team that went to the NFC Championship the year before. Statistically, it wasn't too bad, but they only won 6 games. It's hard for a first-year starter to know how to close out games. And I think they lost a lot of one-score games that year, and he learned how to close those out going forward. So, I mean, you never know, but the Packers also aren't adding a lot of free agents right now, so I don't think they're gearing up for a Super Bowl run. If they happen to win the division, they'll count that as a bonus, but I think what they're trying to do is pile up draft picks, get a little younger, and reset for an offseason that'll be more dynamic next year.
A rebuilding year, I think they call it.
Yeah, that's true.
They won't call it that, but yes.
All right, the Packers have pick number 13 tonight. It's pretty high for them after going 7-9 last season. So who should they pick and who will they pick, do you think?
I don't think they're going to pick at 13. I think they very likely could trade down. Now, if someone like Peter Skoronski from Northwestern falls, he's an offensive tackle. His arm length isn't ideal, apparently, for a left tackle. It's a little beyond my scope of what size arms you need to be a good football player. But regardless, he's viewed as a top prospect, but he might end up as a guard. The Packers might need some help inside. He's viewed as a top, 5 to 10 player. So if he sat there at 13 and his grandfather played for the Packers, that might be a guy they take. Otherwise, Dalton Kincaid, a tight end from Utah, could be another player. For most listeners, just the position is what matters the most there. But I honestly think they're going to trade down and try to accumulate more draft picks and still get a first-round pick.
Okay, so now let's switch gears with the Badgers. How do you think, what's going to happen with them tonight?
The Badger players, Keanu Benton and Joe Tippmann, I don't think anything's going to happen for them tonight. I think Keanu will definitely be a second-round pick, and I think Joe Tippmann will be as well. Nick Herbig will be probably something taken this weekend. But I think both Keanu Benton, who's a Wisconsin kid as well from the Janesville area, I think he will be a second-round pick, and I think Joe Tippmann will be as well.
All right. Good luck to them, and we'll see how it all shakes out. The big night for the Packers will be tomorrow night, I assume.
Yeah, a lot of picks, and I honestly think they're going to acquire another second-round pick tonight to be able to use tomorrow. So I think they'll be very busy tomorrow.
All right.
We'll work on our mock drafts. we got some time.
Thanks for being with us, Jim.
Thank you.
Good insight as usual. Thanks, Jim. Still to come at 4, we travel back to 1985 in our Traveler Throwback Thursday.
And you know what? It was easy to find the man we were looking for. All we had to do was listen. That's coming up after Jacob's first warn forecast.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Creating family memories is what Maple Leaf Landscaping is all about. We design and build outdoor spaces that bring people together. Landscaped spaces for any size family. Functional, beautiful, a place everyone will enjoy. And it all starts with a free visit at your home by one of our landscape experts. So call Maple Leaf Landscaping today and have us create an outdoor living space for your home.
Looks like they finally got rid of that trip hazard. They pump it full of mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Where are the patched holes? Where's the splashed mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Concrete lifting technologies can quickly raise and level any concrete surface using cutting-edge foam technology made in Wisconsin. Fast and accurate and eco-friendly.
How did those guys do it? Where are the holes? Where's the mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
.com.
Oh no, I think I lost my debit card.
Okay, don't panic.
Don't panic, we're in a mall. Some stranger's probably tapping new shoes, tapping a washer-dryer combo, just tapping everything in sight.
It's okay, just tap your phone. With BMO, you can use your phone to freeze and unfreeze a lost card.
I can?
And you can always get a new card instantly at a BMO branch.
I got my tap back.
You ever seen someone this excited about a debit card before?
Oh, yeah. Not this excited.
When a bank gives you instant peace of mind, that's the BMO effect.
There's nothing better than a great night's sleep on a new Beauty Rest mattress from Steinhafels. Beauty Rest mattresses are assembled in Wisconsin, and right now, queens start at just $4.99. Or upgrade to the luxury and comfort of a Beauty Rest Black and get $200 in Steinhafels cash. Beauty Rest Black Queen mattresses start at just $49 per month when you use Steinhafels' special 72-month financing. Shop in-store or online today at steinhafels.com.
This month, step inside local schools on high alert. Madison Magazine shares a chilling look at active shooter drills. Learn how they're affecting students and who's working to minimize their trauma. Madison Magazine, online and on newsstands now.
Want to know right now what the weather will be like tomorrow? Download the First Warn Weather app and you'll get my customized forecast for tonight and tomorrow.
The First Warn Weather app. Get it now. Powered by News 3 Now.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Take a look at this. Oh, hail no. Hail as big as tennis balls fell on parts of eastern Georgia yesterday. A Twitter user filmed this footage in Richmond Hill, which is near Savannah. And in Texas, a homeowner shot this video as hail splashed down in his pool and accosted a cow in his backyard. I can't believe I'm reading this now. Again, it was hail the size of tennis balls. You have a cow in your backyard with a pool.
That would hurt.
Hope the cow's okay.
Yeah, I mean,
that's all I care about.
Tennis-sized hail could
that could do a lot of damage.
I was keeping track of these storms a little bit, and considering there was a big tornado threats, I'm sure they'd take hail over tornadoes. And there weren't a lot of tornado reports, which is definitely a good thing. But that hail is pretty intense.
Yeah.
It's very intense.
A lot of people are getting new roofs and new cars.
Exactly.
Right. So, thankfully, we won't be seeing any of that.
That's lovely.
But we aren't going to be seeing temperatures this warm for not much longer. I'll have the details after the break.
Looking for some fun indoors available day and night? Look no further than Vitense Golfland. We offer 18 holes of indoor miniature golf with our Madison landmark theme. Educational, interactive, and extremely fun. View an art masterpiece with a scene of the Madison Capitol, Winter Park, and lakes in our 2 blacklight holes. Indoors are 2 golf and multi-sport simulator suites. Play great golf courses with unmatched viewing clarity. Play different sports such as football and soccer. Have fun with zombie ball at Vitense Golfland.
Could you keep it down? Oh, hey, sorry. I can't stop these kids from rocking, but I can help you replace all this. Rock on! With free installation on Felco windows, siding, doors, and roofing, plus no money down, no payments, and no interest for 1 year. There's never been a better time to upgrade your home. This offer ends Sunday. Hurry. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Felco.
Ivisia Dry Eye Drops. Made with hydrating polymers, moisturizing hyaluronic acid, and revitalizing trehalose for instant dryness relief that lasts up to 8 hours. Ivisia, we see a better way.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, a name you can trust when service is a must.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection is here 24 hours a day.
7 days a week for all your residential and commercial plumbing services.
From installation, repairs, and maintenance to complete sewer and drain cleaning, we've got you covered.
Visit MononaPFP.com.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, a name you can trust when service is a must.
Team, I need a volunteer. We need promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes promotional product success easy. For high-quality items, go to 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
As
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
I just want to remind everyone that there are still flood warnings in effect for the Mississippi River area, and they will stay in effect indefinitely. So just because the crest is happening now or will happen in the next couple of days, there's still going to be a flood risk for the next several weeks, maybe even several months. Now here's a look at the 3 things you need to know for the forecast. We're going to remain mild today and tomorrow. Showers, though, over the weekend, and to start next week, we are going to be a lot colder, especially Sunday and Monday. But we are going to have at least one more day of nice weather. And overnight tonight, the temperatures aren't going to be as cold as they were the last couple of nights. A low will be around 40 degrees, partly cloudy skies. And then tomorrow, as I mentioned, similar to today, parts of our area could get into the 70s once again. Tomorrow, there will be a few more clouds, and then the rain will move in tomorrow night. But for the most part, it's going to be very nice once again. So definitely get out and enjoy the weather. Now, here's a look at the system that's going to track into our area over the next couple of days. It's going to take its sweet time getting here. It's going to move very slowly across Minnesota and Iowa. It probably won't get into our area until past sunset on Friday, maybe even past sunrise on Saturday. But once it does start raining, there's a chance it may not stop. Now, it's not going to be terribly heavy, but the rain could linger into Saturday night into Sunday. As I mentioned, not going to be very heavy, but it's just going to linger. Now, as the winds shift northwesterly, it's going to bring in the cold air from the north. And so Sunday, we're going to see mostly rain, but Sunday night, we could see some light mix and even some snow. Not going to see any accumulation, though, but the winds are going to continue to be out of the northwest for most of Monday, and Monday is going to be very cold, similar to what we will see on Sunday. Maybe some lingering showers on Tuesday, but by the time we get to Tuesday, most of the rain, or rather precipitation, will have cleared out. So here's a look at the future track precipitation. The heaviest precipitation will be off to the north, but here in southern Wisconsin, it is possible we could see 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 inch. Not going to see a lot of amounts near the Mississippi River area, so this probably won't impact the flooding too much, but obviously the flooding is already disastrous, and you know, this amount of rain won't make it worse, but it obviously the dryness we're seeing probably won't make it much better. Now here's a look at the 7 to 10 day temperature forecast. As I mentioned, it's going to be a lot colder for Sunday and Monday. High temperatures will only be in the 40s, but the good news is that they're going to rebound quite nicely, and they'll be in the mid to upper 60s for much of next week, starting by the middle of next week and continuing towards the end. Thursday is looking like the warmest day until the weekend, where we will see high temperatures potentially near 70s. So although the temperatures are going to be fairly cold for this week, and especially compared to today and tomorrow, next weekend is looking a lot better. But we do have to get through this weekend, unfortunately. And like I mentioned, there is a small chance for some snowflakes, especially Sunday night into Monday morning. But we may not even see the temperatures drop below freezing. So it's not going to be quite as cold as last weekend, but certainly colder than today and tomorrow. So like I mentioned, definitely enjoy the weather tomorrow. And then after this weekend, you know, just wait a few more days. By Wednesday, even by Tuesday, next week, it's going to be very nice once again. And it looks like the nice weather is actually going to stick around for once.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but you said sitting right there, the snow is over for the season.
I said that the temperatures last weekend are probably the coldest we'll see, and that still is true.
Okay.
No more snow. See what you can do.
Some snowflakes, but
just some flakes.
Probably not accumulation.
And then we'll turn the corner.
Right.
Okay.
May 1st is Monday. So.
Yeah, it's going to be in the 40s though, but then 60s right after, so it's okay.
Right. Thank you, Jacob. The 147th annual Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show, America's second longest continuously held sporting event, hosted a preview today ahead of the highly anticipated events next weekend.
Highlights include the unveiling of the new eligible breeds, including the Bracco Italiano, and numerous hidden gem breeds, including Newfoundlands, Lothians, and Tibetan Spaniels for the first time in the show's history. Freestyle Obedience, a companion event that resembles Dancing with the Dogs, will also be showcased.
The only thing that's certain about Westminster is the uncertainty of the outcome, because there's no way of knowing who's going to end up in that Best in Show spot. Anybody could end up there.
The preview also included an agility demonstration by some top dogs.
Well, some people whistle while they work.
Others work with whistles to harken back to a different time. Here's our traveler throwback from 1985.
Bob Ruth's hobby starts out with a good swift shot to his old air compressor. He needs the air pressure to power his collection of half-century-old steam whistles. They hoot and they toot. They're a blast from the past. Steam whistles have only one volume: full blast, ear-shattering loud. And that means Bob doesn't use his collection much.
Well, I don't blow them only on rare occasions, just like when you fellows come down, for instance, or maybe on the 4th of July or on New Year's night.
Bob has one of the largest collections of steam whistles in the country. It is quite valuable, but Bob isn't one to blow his own whistle. Then again, I guess he is.
It hasn't been an expensive hobby. I doubt whether I've got over $20 in the whole batch of them.
But they're worth a lot more now.
Yes, they're worth a lot more now.
Bob's been collecting the old Crosby and Powell and Lunkenheimer whistles for nearly 50 years. He got interested in them when he was just a kid.
When I was a kid, of course, everything, the whole town was regulated by the whistles from the factories.
But these whistles have pretty much run out of steam across the country. They're not used anymore. Too much noise, people say.
I don't think they made that much noise to hurt anybody. After all, the airplanes and so forth make almost as much noise.
Noise, I guess, is in the ear of the beholder. So Bob will save his blast for the 4th of July and New Year's Eve. Save them for when he needs to let off a little steam.
Yeah, that's fun to do.
That is great. Yeah. I think he can probably bring that out now. And
when I was growing up,
right?
at 3:30, the whistle blew at the Kimberly-Clark plant across the river. Shift was over.
See?
I
it's like
this.
automatic. That's cool.
Well, coming up next here in Live at 4, we remember Jerry Springer, who died today at the age of 79.
And then at 5, Tahlil Mohideen is in Grant County to check out the flooding there. Stay tuned.
Ashley is hosting a massive furniture and mattress blowout. Get guaranteed best offers on top mattress brands like Sealy, Beautyrest, Tempur-Pedic, and Purple. Plus free delivery in 3 days or less. Only at Wisconsin's #1 furniture and mattress store, Ashley.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy and water providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
All right, team, we got a big project coming up. And it all starts with ordering promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes it easy to get the logoed products you're looking for. The latest in apparel, drinkware, bags, high-tech items, and more. You can be certain of getting it right at 4imprint.com.
Come on out. I'm on it.
4imprint, for certain.
Backyard living season is here. Coolview has great solutions to beat the backyard blues and save 15 to 25%. Cover your deck with a screen porch, an enclosed porch, or sunroom. If you have a screen porch, let us turn it into an enclosed porch. Shade your patio with a pergola or awning. All on sale now. Let Coolview show you how to tame your backyard blues. Call now for a quote before the sun sets on savings.
Get a new view from Coolview.
Clean, safe, fun. I was hoping daytime care for Mom would be like that. Oh, Grace's new center is so nice. Now, caring for Mom is so much easier.
It's easier to manage my chemo side effects since a Grace Supportive Care came to see me. It was a Grace, but it wasn't hospice.
When you're ready for hospice, you want a Grace. They helped make my dad's last weeks comfortable, calm. It was beautiful.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
Ashley is hosting a massive inventory blowout sale. Get guaranteed lowest prices on furniture and mattresses and save even more on clearance items. Plus, low monthly payments with no money down and free delivery in 3 days or less. Only at Ashley.
New at 5, large relief for cities struggling financially. Republicans unveil their shared revenue plans. We'll look at how they're planning to keep the lights on for towns.
Tomorrow should be another nice day, but cooler weather and some showers will arrive for the weekend through Monday. Temperatures will be back into the 60s later next week. At 5, I'll let you know when the best chances for rain will be this weekend.
And ahead at 6, with the lowest county rate for unemployment, we ask local businesses how they're hiring and keeping staff. Tonight at 6.
Giving the old weather satellite a spin, we end up in New Orleans. The Big Easy.
Not the French Quarters, though.
No, 82 degrees.
It looks beautiful.
And humid, I'm sure. Well, Jerry Springer, best known for his long-running talk show, has died of cancer at the age of 79.
His family released a statement saying he passed away peacefully at his suburban Chicago home.
Gerald Hill looks back at his career.
Known for its outrageous brawls and dysfunctional guests, The Jerry Springer Show was an American guilty pleasure for decades, scoring high ratings for much of its 27-year run. Host Jerry Springer had this to say about the show's longevity in 2010.
I'm not proud because what we're starting now is we're starting to get the kids of our original guests on. And this is wrong because these people were told not to procreate.
Springer was born in London to German Jews who escaped the Holocaust and came to this country when he was 5. In the 1970s, he served as a city council member and mayor of Cincinnati. But it was his salacious, self-named television show that turned Jerry Springer into a household name.
It was fascinating to watch, people fight and people, argue over, infidelity. And it tapped into a part of the national psyche that was untapped.
We're getting down and dirty with our next story.
Springer defended his critically reviled program as escapist entertainment and often told people, tongue-in-cheek, that his wish for them was that they may never be on his show. Jared Hill, CBS News.
And Sorba's joining us now. He was a major force in television.
Absolutely a major force.
He changed the face of television.
Yep, for sure.
All right, so the doctor is in. Do you have a medical question? Because he's here.
Right here. The number to call, 608-270-9933. We'll get you your calls right after this.
At Pick and Save, we want our fresh produce to meet your expectations, which is why we do up to a 27-point inspection to check for things like color and scarring. Because when it comes to fresh, higher standards mean fresher produce. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. It's called Plexiderm. And beauty contributor Amy Vanderoff is here to tell us why this one is for real.
It's for real, and it is amazing. Plexiderm visibly reduces for up to 10 hours those huge telltale signs of aging. Olga, we're talking under eye bags, crow's feet, 11 lines, deep forehead lines. You put a small amount of Plexiderm on, and you enjoy dramatic results for up to 10 hours.
So, Amy, I'm all ears. How does it work?
Plexiderm is naturally derived from silicates. You'll just place a very small amount on your fingertip because it's so powerful, and then you'll apply it evenly to those issues of concern. Now, Plexiderm uses these naturally derived silicate minerals to create a tightening layer on your skin, and it's undetectable. And get this, it happens in just 10 minutes.
Oh my goodness, 10 minutes?
10 minutes, no prescriptions, no injections, and very little effort.
This isn't the first time I've been on TV raving about this product. It's amazing. My friends, my family, they can't believe it. There's been creams, there's been lotions, concealers. Nothing works like this. And in just a few minutes, it's amazing.
I'm turning 61, and after 15 minutes of applying this, there's no 11, and I look natural. It's not too tight, and it's great. I like it.
But this is remarkable because when you really see it before your eyes, you're amazed.
They're amazed because it works so quickly. So often we get these products home and we have to use them every day as directed for 4 to 6 weeks, and then maybe you'll see a visible improvement. That's not the case with Plexiderm. It's temporary, which means the results last up to 10 hours.
I know our viewers are interested, and so am I, on Plexiderm. Any special promotion?
You'll see Plexiderm is offered in stores. However, this special deal is just for right here. So $14.95, free shipping. It is such a great way to get Plexiderm home and see what results you can get.
This is Jane. She's doing her darndest to find the difference. The difference between my Betty sofa and this competitor's sofa that costs twice as much. Theirs comes in 2 colors with 2 pillows. Mine has 4 pillows, comes in 3 colors, multiple size options, and hundreds of 5-star reviews for just $4.99 each. Theirs is over $500 more than mine. In fact, you can get 2 Bettys for less than their 1. I guess the difference is at Bob's, you pay less and get more. Give your wallet a break. The spring break at Bob's.
When you download the Pick and Save app, you have easy access to savings every day and get personalized coupons sent straight to your phone. Save big today when you download the Pick and Save app. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Clear for most of Madison, but there is one incident worth mentioning. The right shoulder is closing the belt line eastbound near the interstate, which is causing a bit of a backup. But other than that, we're looking very clear across the city of Madison and to the south to Janesville, as well as to north to the Dells. So that's your traffic. Back to you guys.
Jacob, thank you. New York police and fire officials have been trying to capture a peacock which escaped from the Bronx Zoo last night. Raul, so named by the people of the Bronx, spent the early morning hours today roosting in a tree. Raul is way up in the tree, making it hard for authorities to safely catch the beautiful bird. The zoo says they have hundreds of peacocks that roam freely on their property, and they're working on a plan to capture Raul safely.
Best of luck with that.
What a strange bird.
Well, it is time for our weekly visit from Dr. Zorba Pastor.
If you have a question for Zorba, call in now at 608-270-9933. And Zorba, a lot of people sneezing, watery eyes. It's allergies.
Right, that's right.
Any relief?
I mean, the good news is it's allergy season. And the bad news, if you have allergies, is it's allergy season. So there are a few things you can do with over-the-counter medications can make a big difference. 3 different things. First of all, get an antihistamine, one of the non-sedating antihistamines, Claritin, Allegra, or Zyrtec, buy the generic, just as good as the name brand. Start taking that. That makes a big difference. Then there are the steroid nasal sprays. Now, these are not nasal sprays like Afrin, you know, which clear your nose. These are steroid nasal sprays. Used to be only by prescription. Now you can get them over the counter. You can buy them at any grocery, a lot of grocery stores, certainly at a lot of pharmacies too. And then if your eyes are bothering you, you talk to the pharmacist and get a good antihistamine eye drop. And between all 3 of those things, a lot of people, 95% of the people, can really handle their allergies.
And it'll snow in a few months.
And the eye drops, don't even talk about that. The eye drops, you can just get them over the counter.
Many of the eye drops over the counter, and if not, there are prescription eye drops that are more powerful, but probably 9 out of 10 people can be handled with over-the-counter eye drops.
All right, let's go to the phones. We'll start with Betty in Madison. Hi, Betty. What's your question?
Hi. I'm wondering how safe it is, and it must be if it's used for diabetes. Ozempic or those drugs now are being used for weight loss.
Right.
And very successfully at that. Is that
Well,
safe?
first of all, as far as diabetes is concerned, the GLP-1 drugs are excellent drugs for diabetes. But if you're only taking them for weight loss, first of all, they're not usually covered by insurance if you're not a diabetic. And second of all, the weight loss can come from places you really don't want them to come from. There's something now called Ozempic face, where you begin to lose the subcutaneous fat from your face begins to look haggard, and the doctors, the plastic surgeons in California, are now injecting collagen into the face of people who are taking Ozempic for weight loss. So I do not recommend that you take it for weight loss because it runs side effects.
The FDA approved another new drug today used for high sugar, blood sugar.
Right, for high blood sugar. And the FDA is going to have several more drugs, GLP-1 drugs, on the line. But once again, if you're taking it for weight loss, buyer beware, because the weight may not come off of your butt. It may come off of your face.
Right. Okay. Right. All right, our next caller, Tom from Oxford. Hi, Tom. What's your question?
Oh, yes. When they come out with annual vaccine for COVID, what are their chances of being able to catch the variants or the mutations?
You bet. I think it's going to be the same as influenza. What the government does with influenza is they look at what they think the influenza variant is going to be for this year. They then manufacture the flu vaccine for this year, and we try to get it every year to get it exactly right. And undoubtedly, it's going to be the same for COVID. COVID is endemic. It's going to be with us for the rest of our lives. And basically, many of us will just get in September, October, November, we'll get an annual COVID shot.
And right now, people over 65
can get the new COVID shot, absolutely.
Right now.
That's right. Exactly. Right.
All right. Let's go to Shirley in Richland Center. Hi, Shirley.
Hi.
Hi, what's your question?
I just want to comment that Zorba's mother's chicken soup recipe is the best I have ever tasted.
You had it in the paper a couple weeks ago.
That's right.
Thank you very much. I made it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. My mother, if she were alive, would just love it.
Oh, I want in on this recipe now.
Susan made it too with it.
Yeah, that's
Oh
right.
my gosh.
Yeah. It's a great recipe. Thank you.
It was in the
Thanks
paper.
very much.
Oh.
All right. Another Shirley.
Hey, Shirley, what's your question?
Shirley's listening on delay.
Oh.
Hi, Shirley.
My question?
Go ahead.
Oh, I'd like to ask him if he knows anything that could bring a taste of smell.
Sure.
And my taster back after I had COVID.
Right. It's a big problem. First of all, most people who lose their taste with COVID will get it back within 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, more than 95% within a year. But the other thing you can do, some people can take an over-the-counter nasal steroid spray, can open up their nose, and they can actually taste better. It doesn't actually work for COVID, but it can work for contemporary other things that are happening at the same time, which are causing your nasal passages to sort of clog. So try a steroid nasal spray, and if not, just have to spend some time.
All right.
That's it.
All right, we are out of time. Thank you all for calling in. Zorba, thanks for coming in.
Pleasure to be here.
And we'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
Dear Exit Strategy. All your pieces are in place. Thanks for being there when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs. Toyota. Let's go places.
There's a reason big dental bills often come as a shock, because sometimes you don't realize what's not covered until you get the bill. That's why affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual is important. It can give you benefits that go beyond what you get from more limited coverage plans. Because no one likes a big dental bill, especially if you're retired or on a fixed income. For a free information kit, call or go online now. This isn't some discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps cover over 350 procedures, like cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures, at any dentist you want. Dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company helps cover preventive care, basic work, and major procedures, with no deductibles and no annual maximum. For your free information kit with all the details, call now or visit sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Habitat Restore is full of great finds at great prices for a great cause. With a unique inventory of high-quality, low-cost goods, you can save money and feel good about your purchase. Shop Restore Dane County today.
Dear Exit Strategy. All your pieces are in place. Thanks for being there when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs. Toyota. Let's go places.
Tonight at 5, we look at how Republicans are planning to keep Wisconsin cities lights on with a new shared revenue plan, where those funds are going. And we continue our coverage in Crawford County, where the Mississippi River threatens to flood many homes. That's coming up next.
Find out what factors drive the decision to open and close the Beltline's flex lane. Get a look inside Wisconsin's nerve center that monitors and controls the flex lanes and keeps an eye on roadways throughout the state. Tonight at 6.
Nice weather will return tomorrow as well with mid-60s again. We will see a few more clouds, but otherwise it's going to continue to be very nice. But then we are going to see those big changes over the weekend. Highs will be in the lower 50s for Saturday. We are going to see more rain for Sunday as well. Maybe even a mix at night into Sunday morning as temperatures will continue to fall. Highs will be in the 40s Sunday and Monday, but then they will rebound quite nicely throughout much of next week. We'll see high temperatures in the 60s starting Wednesday and continuing through next weekend. We may even see highs in the 70s by then as well.
All right. Thank you. Tomorrow on Live at 4, our canine correspondents have the top animal stories of the week.
And we go center stage for Jefferson High School's production of The Little Mermaid, which is on stage this weekend. That's coming up tomorrow.
Ashley is hosting a massive furniture and mattress blowout. Get guaranteed best offers on top mattress brands like Sealy, Beautyrest, Tempur-Pedic, and Purple. Plus free delivery in 3 days or less. Only at Wisconsin's #1 furniture and mattress store, Ashley.
For back pain, I've always been a take two and call in the morning guy. But my new doctor recommended Salonpas. Without another pill upsetting my stomach, I get powerful, effective, and safe relief. Salonpas, it's good medicine.
He sent me to... Like, we so amazing.
The stylish Chevy Equinox RS.
Like,
and Chevy Blazer RS.
So captivating.
You don't have to be an influencer to be an influencer.
I can make the crowd go crazy.
The RS family of Chevy SUVs, definitely worth a follow. Well-qualified buyers get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Equinox models, or get $1,500 cash allowance. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Sometimes you're so busy taking care of everyone else, you don't do enough for yourself or your mouth. But eventually it will remind you. When it does, Aspen Dental is here for you. We offer the custom dental treatments you need all under one roof right nearby. So we can bring more life to your smile and more smile to your life, affordably. New patients without insurance can get a complete exam and x-rays for $29 and 20% off treatment plans. Aspen Dental, anything to make you smile. Schedule your appointment today.
The story of Scott the Window Guy starts with the crack of a bat and a broken window. Little did I know, Mom actually wanted her windows replaced. I'm Scott the Window Guy from AHT Wisconsin Windows. For the past 50 years, we've been replacing windows in Wisconsin with a 50-year warranty and a 10-year glass breakage guarantee to protect you
from kids like me.
Buy 7 windows by the end of the month and get the 8th free at scottthewindowguy.com.
Team, I need a volunteer. We need promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes promotional product success easy. For high-quality items, go to 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain. Ashley is hosting a massive inventory blowout sale. Get guaranteed lowest prices on furniture and mattresses and save even more on clearance items. Plus, low monthly payments with no money down and free delivery in 3 days or less. Only at Ashley.
In today's Final Touch.
Oh, yes, hello.
The news hounds couldn't wait until tomorrow.
Apparently I couldn't either.
They wanted to share some precious video a day early.
A polar bear cub has been born at the Hamburg, Germany Zoo, and it's almost too much to bear. The little one was born in mid-December of last year to Mom Victoria. The zoo announced today, look at him. The mother, who was also born at the zoo in 2002, taking very loving care of her newborn. The zoo didn't initially provide any information on the sex of the little one, but right now, mother and child are still shielded from visitors. But soon, a monitor will be installed at the polar bear enclosure so that visitors can catch a glimpse of the two inside the enclosure. Can that be any cuter?
Very, very cute.
Pulling on Mom's...
For right now.
For right now. Look at it. Just a little fur ball.
Oh, my gosh.
All right. That's our time for now. We'll see you back here again tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.